Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Gosh, it's good to be back. School started back today, and I was like, yes, I can start back my live streaming in the mornings. Anyways, Happy New Year, guys. Did y'all have a good New Year's? A good Christmas? Hold on, let me get to my live chat. I'm streaming from my new laptop. I'm so excited. It seems to be working really fast because I just switched from StreamYards to look at my live chat super fast. Hey, Donald. Good morning, Melanie. Cement Shoes. Happy New Year. How are you doing, Cement Shoes? Did you have a good Christmas, honey? Let's see. So this morning, guys, we're going to talk about this murder suspect, the Idaho murder suspect. Brian, how do you say his name? Koberger? I'm a little bit behind on this case. Hey, Hibiscus. Good morning. I just saw your message, but I was late, so I couldn't reply. How are you doing? He is due in court this morning. We're going to read several articles about him because I came across several. There's one about him and his dad drove cross country on a cross country road trip, and they got pulled over twice while they were on that road trip. Also, there is an article about, I saw one that said that he exposed himself to the jailers, right? I'll try to find that one too. But another one said that allegedly he had stalked the victims for weeks and weeks. He looks like Jake. I can never say that guy's name, Cement Shoes. Do you think he does? I think he looks like a freaking weirdo. He's got a big old freaking nose. Let me get my stuff pulled up here more. Little screen share. I got Cleo on the back of my chair here, my office chair. She is ruined, guys. This cat, I don't know if any of you cat owners have this problem, but Cleo makes me carry her around. Like, she likes to do her own things, and she's pretty independent, but she starts crying and crying, and I have to carry her around on my shoulder while she chews on my daggone hair. Okay, where'd his picture go? What happened to it? Oh, it's still loading up. Okay, my bad. Let me get these. Well, it's not showing his picture. But anyways, it says Idaho, it says murder suspect to appear in court, expected to waive extradition. He might as well just go on back without fighting it because he's going anyways, whether he likes it or not. Freaking weirdo. The suspect in the quadruple murder of 4 University Idaho students will appear in a Pennsylvania court Tuesday afternoon, where he is expected to waive his extradition to Idaho to face charges of first-degree murder and burglary. The hearing is set for 3:30 p.m. in Monroe County, where 28-year-old Brian Koberger, I guess that's how you say his name, was arrested early Friday morning. Brian is a doctoral student and teaching assistant in the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology at Washington State University. He has also studied about serial killers. I saw an article about that this morning. Jason Labar, Monroe County's chief public defender, has previously said that Koberger is eager to be exonerated and plans to waive his extradition in Tuesday's hearing. Mr. Koberger is eager to be exonerated on these charges, looks forward to resolving these matters as promptly as possible, Labar told CNN. If Koberger waives his right to extradition, his transport to face charges in Idaho will be expedited. Extradition is the formal process through which a suspected fugitive for a crime in one state who is arrested in a different state is transported back to the state where the crime occurred to face charges. Labar told reporters that the hearing is a formality proceeding where the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania just needs to prove that Koberger resembles the suspect in the murders. Because of obviously the attention of this case, I assume Idaho is prepared and ready to transport him back already, Labar told CBS. Once Koberger returns to Idaho and makes an initial appearance in an Idaho court, the affidavit used to secure probable cause for his arrest can be unsealed. Under Idaho law and the details of the investigation and the arrest will become public. So he will be in court in Monroe County in Pennsylvania today at 3:30 p.m., assuming that's Eastern time. Cleo, please, honey, let me go. I want to go find my other articles. I think I got them on my phone right here. Let me get those pulled up. Let me go to the live chat. We'll see what y'all are saying. Yeah, he studied all about serial killers. Now, how did he target and did he find one of the victims online and track them down and go stalk them or something? Hey, it's a crime, Jane. Yes, I'm thinking they got to revamp the whole educational system for investigators. He was almost a PhD and still found in a month. That's got to be embarrassing. Yeah, and he studied about serial killers too. Let me go find my articles I saved on my phone here. Where did I put them? Right here's one of them. Let me see which one this one is. Accused Idaho College murderer took classes about serial killers. The man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students is said to have taken at least one class from a professor who is a world-renowned expert in forensic psychology and extreme offenders, including serial killers, law and crime reports. Authorities believe 28-year-old Brian Christopher Koberger is responsible for the deaths of Kaylee Goncalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana, is that how you say that? Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, who were found stabbed to death on November 13 in Moscow, Idaho. If I don't pronounce their names right, guys, I'm sorry. Y'all know how I am. Police arrested Koberger early Friday at his parents' home in Alsbrightsville, Pennsylvania, more than 2,000 miles from the murder scene. Koberger is a first-year PhD student at Washington State University in Pullman, Washington, a short drive across the state border from Moscow. He was reportedly studying criminal justice and criminology at Washington State University. That's Ted Bundy's territory. He was up from Washington, wasn't he? Before moving to Washington State, he attended DeSales University in Pennsylvania, where he earned a bachelor's degree in 2020 and a master's degree in 2022, according to a statement from the school. One student who also attended DeSales told Law and Crime that she took a course there about serial killers and that Koberger had also been enrolled in the course. The news outlet did not say what year or semester he allegedly took the course, but the unnamed student told Law and Crime that Dr. Catherine Ramslin was the professor. Ramslin's faculty webpage describes her as a prolific author and researcher in the forensic psychology field with more than 1,500 articles and 68 books to her name. The webpage also says Ramslin teaches seminars on extreme offenders to death investigators and homicide detectives, and that she came to DeSales specifically to teach forensic psychology, focusing on her field of expertise, extreme offenders. Member for 29 months, Southern Royalty. Everyone, please hit a thumbs up for CC. Oh, thank you, Cement Shoes. Koberger is being held at the, I just want to call him Hamburger for some reason, at the Monroe County Correctional Facility, where he is being kept away from other inmates and is on a 24-hour watch by guards there to ensure his safety. Nobody cares about that son of a bitch's safety. Labar added that his client is eager to be exonerated and has agreed to waive extradition to Idaho. Well, he might as well. He's going whether he likes it or not. If, he fights extradition, they're still coming to get him. They're still going to come and get him. Prosecutors in Idaho have charged him with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of felony burglary. Can you believe that? That son of a bitch. He's taking criminology and forensic, psychology and all that crap. Hey, Meemaw Dragon. I love Washington State. I left my heart there. Fort Lewis area. Oh, I'd love to go to Washington State ever since I watched the movie Twilight. Now, I've got another article here. Let me click on it. Okay, this is one I really want to read. Accused Idaho college killer stalked victims for weeks before quadruple murders. I know how he found these victims. Did he find them online? Did he know them? I guess he didn't. He didn't go to college that far from Moscow. The man who allegedly stabbed 4 University of Idaho students to death is said to have stalked them for weeks and tried to cover his tracks following the slayings, according to the Daily Mail. Citing an unnamed source who claims to be a friend of law enforcement officer connected to the case, the Daily Mail reports that Brian Christopher Koberger followed the victims for multiple weeks leading up to the killings. He could have been stalking Kaylee. Yeah. I just noticed that house is kind of made small, even though it's got a couple stories to it. What is it, like 3 stories or something? I was looking at the back of it on a picture yesterday. It is made small. Anyways, citing it. Okay, I didn't read that. Police reportedly compared cell phone data associated with Koberger to phone data tied to at least some of the victims, and some locations appear to have matched, according to the news outlet. Not sure if they ever interacted, but his cell phone pings followed their every move for weeks, the sources wrote to the Daily Mail. Now, this is allegedly, guys. Crime Online has not independently corroborated, I hate saying that word, the Daily Mail's reporting of the source's claim. So Koberger is 28, charged with 4 counts first-degree murder, 1 count felony burglary in connection with the deaths of Kaylee, Maddie, and Ethan, who were found stabbed to death November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. So he was arrested at his parents' home. He was in first year PhD student. Let's see. Daily Mail sources further say that law enforcement began surveilling Koberger. They saw him taking measures to cover up his tracks, such as wearing gloves inside a grocery store, which investigators interpreted as him trying to avoid leaving fingerprints or DNA. Yeah, he could have had cuts on him too. A good friend of ours was one of the cops who has been following him for the last couple of days, the source told the Daily Mail. He followed him into a giant local grocery store and wore gloves the entire time. He's not stupid and has been very careful, the source added, referring to Koberger. Authorities have not released key details of the case yet, including the probable cause affidavit, which Idaho law requires to be sealed until Koberger returns to the state and is served with the document. So it means until he is returned to Washington and served the document, they can't unseal the probable cause affidavit. So he's being held in the Monroe County jail in Pennsylvania, away from other inmates, watched 24 hours by the guards to ensure the son of a bitch's safety. The public defender, Jason Labar, told CNN on Saturday, he said Koberger has been cooperative with investigators, according to CNN. Well, I've got another article here that said that he first started to cooperate with investigators and then changed his mind. Goonies, never say die. I love the Goonies movie. Let me see what else it says. Mr. Koberger has been accused of very serious crimes, but the American justice system cloaks him in a veil of innocence. Well, they might cloak him in a veil of innocence, but the court of public opinion's not. He should be presumed innocent until proven otherwise, not tried in the court of public opinion. One should not pass judgment about the facts of the case unless and until a fair trial in court, at which time all sides may be heard in references and challenged. Mr. Koberger is eager to be exonerated of these charges and looks forward to resolving the matters as promptly as possible. Well, honey, we are in the court of CC. Hear me hitting my gavel? We're in the court of CC, and if we want to think he's freaking guilty, we're going to think it. Now, they arrested him for something. They got some damn good evidence to charge him with murder and such. Watch Cinema Shogun. He tells about it. Oh, really? Cement Shoes Memo. Mike Meek never saw that movie. Granny Boomer here, but I'll put it on my list. Order in the court, Mike. Order in the damn court, y'all. Let me see. Let's read some more about him. Let me find my other article. I want to read to y'all about him taking that road trip. Let me type it in. I don't think I saved that. And takes road trip with Dad. Why'd they get pulled over twice? Most people never get pulled over. Okay, cops pulled over Idaho murder suspects twice during cross-country trip. Let me get this pulled up. We'll read the TMZ. Okay, so Brian Koberger, the man arrested for the murder of four University of Idaho students, was pulled over by cops twice during a cross-country road trip with his dad. And soon before Moscow, PD named him as the alleged killer. Koberger's extradition lawyer, Jason Labar, filled in NBC about the traffic stops, saying the 28-year-old and his father drove from Seattle to Pennsylvania over the holidays, but got pulled over twice in Indiana. Labar isn't sure if a ticket was issued, but adds, I just know they were pulled over in Indiana almost back to back. I believe once for speeding and once for falling too close to a car in front of them. Well, maybe they need to go take some damn driver's education courses. He says Koberger's getting updates regarding his allegations, claims he's still planning on waiving his extradition rights, pleading not guilty. As we reported, Moscow Police Chief James Fry says they're confident that he is the killer of the Idaho students, believing he will be extradited from Pennsylvania, where he was arrested, to Idaho. Of course he will. Chief Fry said Koberger acted alone, believes the community is now safe, admitting the department was holding some of its cards close to its vest in their investigation. Moscow police came under scrutiny for not revealing any progress, but the chief says they were hot on the trail. So his extradition hearing is set to go down Tuesday. Let me say something before I forget. Y'all remember there was a dog found in that neighborhood that was murdered a few weeks before. Wasn't it like a few weeks before the murders or a week? What if, because it says, we read that he was allegedly stalking the victims for weeks. What if he did kill that dog? Maybe he was stalking, creeping around, being a creeper, creeping around the neighborhood, and that dog started barking at him or something. Maybe it ran around the neighborhood or something, and he killed that dog because he's a freaking psycho. What do y'all think about that? He made it clear there was no SA. He is not going to like prison. Oh no, he's going to be somebody's bitch boy in prison. Let me see what else it says. I wanted to read about what his neighbors were saying. Let me type it in. I didn't save that one. Idaho murder suspects. Neighbors. They said that he was acting like all pumped up and stuff after the murders. Neighbor speaks out. Usually I try to save these to my phone. That way I can get them pulled up real quick. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to Crime Online. It didn't pull it up right there. They've got all kinds of articles about him. There's a lot of other crimes going on too. I'd like to take a look at. I think I saw something about a missing 11-year-old girl. There's a silver alert for 11-year-old boy too in Connecticut. Okay, here's one article. Idaho college murder suspects initially agreed to speak with detectives, then changed his mind. Well, yeah, I mean, if he knows anything, if he went to school, criminology to criminology and all that, then he should know not to speak to police without an attorney. I wish he had spoke to him, though, and incriminated himself. That's all it really says about it. It says the suspect in the brutal murders of four University of Idaho students 2 months ago initially waived his Miranda rights and spoke freely with investigators after his arrest, but stopped and asked for an attorney when detectives asked him about the Idaho murders. I'll read the rest of it. Jason Labar, the chief public defender of Monroe County, Pennsylvania, where Brian Koberger was arrested on Friday, told Law and Crime he spoke with investigators at a state police barracks for somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes until police asked him if he understood what was going on. Labar, who is representing Koberger until he is extradited to Idaho, said the suspect told him. He responded, yes, certainly I'm aware of what's going on. I'm 10 miles away from this, referring to the residence at Washington State University in Pullman, Washington, where he is a PhD candidate in justice and criminology. Then he invoked his rights to counsel, Labar said. He's calm. He's fully aware, Labar said of his temporary client. It's obvious he's very intelligent. He already has a master's. It shouldn't shock anyone that he's intelligent. Well, he might be intelligent, but that don't mean he's got damn common sense. He's freaking evil. Let's see. This goes on to say what he's charged with. Koberger remained at school attending classes after the murders, but left in mid-December after his father flew out to drive back to Pennsylvania with him. They traveled in his white Hyundai Elantra, a model of car Moscow police said they were looking for after one was spotted on surveillance tape near the murder scene at the time of the murders. The Kobergers, who left Washington between December 13th and 17th, Labar said, were pulled over twice in Indiana, once for speeding, once for following too close. Don't you know you ain't supposed to tailgate people? Police have indicated they were tracking Koberger during the cross-country drive, although details of that tracking has not been revealed. Well, I was wondering that earlier. So they were tracking him during that trip. Investigators also say they surveilled Koberger's home for 4 days before they moved in on December 30th to make an arrest. Labar said Koberger intends to waive extradition. Okay, we know that. We know that. That's not actually the article I was looking for, but I'm going to scroll on down. He is a real weirdo. This reminds me of a movie. There was a movie with like, what's her name? Sigourney Weaver? Is that how you say her name? And like, she was like this criminologist or something like that, this profiler. And, you know, she used to give lectures and all this in the movie. And the weirdo killer was like in her audience watching her. She's giving this speech. It's a really good movie. But this is what it reminds me of. Because that guy went into the bathroom and like murdered this woman. Reminds me of the trip Brian Laundrie took to help his dad with some storage unit. Hey, I saw something about the laundries. Hey, profile manipulation. Happy New Year. Really hope it's the best yet. Much love. Oh, thank you. I think it's going to be a great year, y'all. I really do. I'm very positive about this coming year. I had a great Christmas. What was I going to say? Oh, Brian Laundrie. I saw something about his mom actually offered him a shovel so that he could bury Gabby Petito's body. I just took a glance at the article. Okay, here's the other article about this weirdo. Accused Idaho killer was perpetually exhausted, late to class in days after slayings. Classmate says, well, I'm sure he was exhausted. It takes a lot out of a person, I'd say, to kill 4 people. Piece of shit. Brian Christopher Koberger's demeanor changed suddenly after the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in November, according to a classmate of the accused killer. I did notice he was showing up to class a little late sometimes. He always had a coffee in hand. He always seemed to be just perpetually exhausted. I can't say that word. The Washington State University graduate student Benjamin Roberts told the News Nation. Roberts added, Brian seemed like he was on the knife's edge between exhaustion and worn out at the time. It was extremely difficult to tell which was which. The comments come after authorities on Friday arrested 28-year-old Koberger on 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count felony burglary, in connection with the deaths of Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, I guess that's how you say her name, Ethan, who were found stabbed to death inside an off-campus residence on November 13th in Moscow, Idaho. Just imagine how their family's Christmas was and Thanksgiving. Bless their hearts. So Koberger is a first-year PhD student. We know that. In an interview with News Nation, Roberts said after the slayings, Koberger seemed to become more talkative, telling the outlet that Koberger did seem to get a little chattier going into the later parts of the term. Roberts also said that Koberger seemed as if he wanted people to know that he was very smart. I would say this weirdo felt probably more alive than he's ever felt in his life after he murdered those poor children. Mindy Hall. Was it I think that is the name of the movie, Copycat. Because some of these weirdos, I've heard them say that before. They've never felt more alive in their life than when they was looking into the eyes of the victim and taking their life. Can't remember who said that. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. So he's one of them people. There's somebody on YouTube that's like that. Just wants everybody to know that they're so intelligent and smart. Newsflash, people can tell when people are acting that way and wanting attention and, wanting to brag on themselves, thinking, they're the smartest person on the damn planet. Okay. Da-da-da-da. That's really all it's saying about. Let me click this video right here. Maybe I won't get in trouble if I play it from my phone.
We do start tonight, though, in Pennsylvania, where it has been 3 days since the arrest of the alleged killer of 4 Idaho University students. News Nation's Nancy Liu joining us now live from Moscow, Idaho. Nancy?
Actually, we're in Pullman, Washington, where Brian Koberger finished his first semester towards a PhD here at Washington State just before heading back to Pennsylvania on break. Now, a classmate in the same criminology program as Koberger tells News Nation exclusively that Koberger's behavior was clearly different in recent weeks.
Brian seemed like he was on the knife's edge between exhaustion and burnout, and at the time it was extremely difficult to tell which was which.
On the knife's edge. That's how Ben Roberts described Brian Koberger's demeanor before he left for winter break. Like most others, Roberts learned on Friday that his graduate classmate in criminology may be the criminal behind 4 stabbing deaths.
It was very odd realizing that I just spent the last couple months sitting opposite in class to somebody who has such heavy allegations against them.
The Washington State campus in Pullman is just a short drive away from the University of Idaho campus in Moscow, where Kaylee Gonsalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were murdered on November 13th.
I did notice that he became a little chattier. He became a little more animated. Mostly what I noticed, though, is he was always showing up a little late, and he was always showing up with a cup of coffee in hand. He seemed like he was more exhausted going into the tail end of the term.
Right after Koberger's arrest, News Nation on hand as authorities seized a computer and a lot of new evidence from his apartment at the WSU graduate housing complex. Neighbors say he was indeed very chatty.
It was pretty interesting because I never met someone who studied criminology and PhD and then with something with like psychology background. And he told me it's fascinating on what he's doing and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, cool.
Since then, word that Koberger may be a stone-cold killer. According to Roberts, the Moscow murders were not discussed in class, but often Koberger commanded their conversations about criminology.
He very much liked it when everybody in the room knew that he knew what was going on, but it wasn't enough that you knew that he knew. He had to make absolutely sure you understood that he was smart, that he had this intellectual capacity.
Now, Koberger should be back in the area in a matter of days after extradition, but that will be to face 4 counts of first-degree murder over in Idaho and not to start the new semester here at Wazoo.
Oh, thank you, Mandy Hall, for the super chat. Victory. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Everything I make on my channel, I've got to put towards the animals here because I've been feeding the feral cats and everything. So they will appreciate that, Mandy. Thank you so much. Thank you. So, guys, he wanted everybody to know he was the smartest one in the room. And this evidently after he went and murdered those poor kids, because they're kids to me, it just, made him more chattier and just gave him a damn zest for life, the freaking weirdo. Zoe, what are you doing, baby? Don't get in the closet. Anyways, let me see what else I can find. That last person talking was actually, the last guy talking was one of his neighbors. That's about all I see on it. He's going to be in court at 3:30 today. Right here it is. Idaho college murder suspect kept late hours, Seems like he never slept. And I saw someone put something about heroin in chat. Does he have a history of addiction? I saw someone put up a comparison of Ted Bundy and Brian. Yeah, because didn't Ted Bundy go to the University of Washington or something? And he was taking law, I believe. Ted Bundy could have, if he hadn't been such a weirdo, he could have actually made something out of his life, I think. But I think Ted Bundy was born evil because at the age of 5 years old, he was doing weird stuff like laying knives around his aunt that was asleep in the bed, and he took knives from the kitchen and laid them around the bed. Well, I hope he gets a DP. He's the death penalty. He's a monster. Well done. Yeah, I'm glad law enforcement didn't give out a lot of information. They can't tell the public everything when they are trying to catch somebody that has brutally murdered 4 people. Yes, CC, he did heroin in high school. Damn, in high school? Lord have mercy. So I'm just wondering if he had relapsed or something. Yes, he had addiction problems. But you know what? A lot of people got addiction problems. I've had one myself. You don't go murder people. I'm just wondering if he got on the meth or something. 3 years old, and that was he was 3 years old, and that was his mother. Oh, okay. Seems like I heard on somebody's channel that it was like his aunt or something, but they must have been wrong. Cement shoes. Hey, Callie, did you have a good Christmas? Let's see. Let me read this. Oh, crap. I clicked out of it. Said he kept late hours. Seemed like he never slept. Let me scroll back down and find that again. I'm going to tell y'all what. This new phone is the suckiest phone ever. Okay, here it is. It freezes up all the time. Brian Christopher Koberger's demeanor changed suddenly after the murders of 4 University of Idaho students in November. Oh, I already read that one. I wanted the one that said he kept late hours. Sorry, guys. My phone, I go click on something and it scrolls something else. Right here it is. His apartment building just looks like regular apartments. The man accused of brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students in November kept odd hours and seemed like he never slept. Wonder if he was abusing Ritalin or meth. He never slept, according to the downstairs neighbor at Washington State University student housing where he lived. Brian Koberger was a PhD candidate in justice and criminology at the school in Pullman, Washington, less than 10 miles from Moscow, Idaho. Okay, let's see. I don't want to read all that again. Koberger's neighbor, who requested anonymity, told the New York Post that the suspect was normally a very late night person going to the bathroom and vacuuming at 1 or 12 in the morning. I have IDs, so sometimes I thought of speaking to him or complaining, but I never did. She said it seemed like he never slept because he was always doing something all night. Zoe, get out of the closet. Please do not get in my boxes. Come on. Sorry, guys. Get out there. I would have been banging on that son of a bitch's door telling him to quit vacuuming at 12 o'clock at night and me trying to sleep. He says, I'm not very nice when I get woke up. The neighbor said Koberger moved into the Pullman housing unit, usually reserved for graduate students with families, in August. At first, he moved in by himself, and we thought his family would come later, but he lived there alone, she said. She also said she and her husband were shocked when Koberger was named the suspect in the killings because he really doesn't look tough enough to be a killer. Well, that's the way these serial killers and stuff are. I mean, just look at Ted Bundy. The women, when he was on trial, was saying, he's too good looking to be a murderer. He doesn't look like a murderer. Well, sometimes a monster doesn't always look like a monster. You ever heard the saying, a wolf in sheep's clothing? Hey, Carolina girl. See, I sent you a picture in Discord. Okay, I'll look at it in just a second. Callie, happy belated 40th birthday. Damn, I'm 3 years older than you. Okay, I don't know how he could have killed people because he just doesn't look that tough, she says. We are all PhD students here, so it takes a lot of hard work and smarts to get to this point. You don't think someone like that could do something like this. Well, he's probably been a weirdo and fantasized about killing people for many, many years. Koberger's family released a statement Sunday through Jason Labar, the chief public defender of Monroe County, Pennsylvania, who is acting as his attorney through the extradition process. They expressed profound sadness for the 4 families who have lost their precious children and said they were fully cooperating with authorities in order to seek the truth and promote his presumption of innocence rather than judge unknown facts and make, I can't even say this, erroneous or something, assumptions. I don't even know what that freaking word means. I'll have to look it up. But look, people are going to make assumptions. They might as well get the hell over that. People are going to make assumptions because people with common sense know they do not arrest and charge someone with 4 counts of murder unless they got evidence to tie them to the crime. Not this day and age. They don't, arrest somebody without hardcore evidence. He was a monster described as a loser. Garden variety incel. Yeah, he's probably never had a girlfriend in his life. Probably never got a lot of attention from other people, maybe, except for his family. And that's why he liked to brag on himself and let everybody know that he was the smartest one in the room, he thought. He wasn't too damn smart or he wouldn't have got caught by the cops. But, as Joe Kenda says on Homicide Detective, you always leave something behind when you commit a murder. You always leave something behind. Half of a thumbprint, half of a palm print, something. A piece of hair, something that falls off your clothing, your cat's hair or dog's hair. I couldn't tell you how many forensic files episodes that I have watched where suspects have been linked to a murder because of their pet's hair. Yes, they have solved a lot of murders that way. His arrogance will be his downfall. Yes, thank God. Thank God. And I'm glad. I am so glad that cops done this by the book, guys, and didn't release a whole lot of information, because if they don't do things by the book and follow protocol, their damn case will fall apart and a murderer could walk free. So I'm glad they done it this way. Is them damn weirdos, YouTubers been out in Idaho anymore? I don't keep up with them, guys. I don't watch Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty and stuff. If I see something about them, it's on a clip channel because they're not getting a damn view for me because I think they're freaking weirdos. Let me check my Discord real quick. And then we're going to look at some more crime happening. He washed his hands in the house and left his DNA. Oh, wow. He does look like Ted Bundy. Wow. I wish I could get this to my laptop some way, but I can't sign into Discord through my laptop because I can't remember the password right offhand. But he does look like him. Their noses, his nose is crooked though. That's what makes him look different. Ted Bundy had a better looking nose than this weirdo does. Now, I don't watch those weirdos either, Mandy Hall. See, Mitchie's, I despise Go. They're pieces of crap, in my opinion. I tell you what gets me about them is because I don't really feel like they really care about the victims and their families. It's just content for them and a way to get views and money. That's what I think. I heard somebody say, Golightly said that's what her subscribers wanted her to do, was go in front of people's houses and protest. Can I believe that? Anybody that wants her to do that is lacking some damn common sense because it's not going to help anything. It just makes the situation worse and takes time away from the police when they got to monitor these weirdos outside somebody's house with a damn bullhorn. That's my opinion about it. Crazy. They must not have been popular in school or been in a part of a clique. And so they get on YouTube and, they get them a channel going and it makes them feel like they're somebody special and they're popular and stuff. That's what my opinion on them are. I'll keep my smile channel before I'd be like him any day. I love my channel. I wanted to look through the crime, see what else is going on here. Here's something. Millionaire mom convicted of killing her autistic son, found dead a day after bond revoke. The witch probably killed herself. Truth known. Let me share this. And then I'm going to go warm my coffee up. Actually, pour some more in my cup. I'm going to start bringing my damn coffee pot back here with me. I'm going to get me one of those little coffee pots that comes with the cup. It makes like one little cup of coffee. It don't use the little pod things. It's got like a regular little filter in it. Here's this one. Let's see what her name is. Gigi Jordan, millionaire pharmaceutical executive, convicted of killing her 8-year-old son who had autism in a Manhattan hotel room in 2010, was found dead last week in a Brooklyn home she was renting while seeking a new trial. Jordan, 62, was convicted of manslaughter in 2014, sentenced to 18 years in prison after admitting she gave her son, Jude Murrah, a lethal dose of medications. But a U.S. magistrate judge tossed out the conviction on a technicality in 2020. She was released to home confinement on a $250,000 bond. See, that right there is why I'm so glad that, the police in the Idaho murders went by the book. Because one little thing they do wrong could get a conviction thrown out. Look at that precious little boy. And she drugged him, overdosed him. But on Thursday, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor revoked Jordan's bail. Jordan was found dead the next day. One of her attorneys, Norman Siegel, confirmed to WNBC. Siegel said Jordan's death is unbelievably sad. Hey, good riddance. She killed her little 8-year-old son. I say good riddance to her. I hope she's hitting hell wide open right now. I hope she split it wide open. Jordan said at her original trial that she had decided to kill herself and her son because she believed one of her ex-husbands was trying to kill her, and she feared Jude would end up in the hands of another ex-husband, whom she suspected would sexually molest him. Both former husbands denied those allegations. That's an excuse. They probably never done anything abusive to that child or her. Isn't it funny? It's like Susan Smith. I was going to kill myself, but I decided not to and just kill my kids instead of myself. Sick bitches. Several officials told WNBC that Jordan was found dead shortly after midnight Friday morning in a bathtub with a note nearby. The sources said the suicide was a possible cause of death, but Siegel said he'd spoken with Jordan a few hours before and she'd been in good spirits. A New York spokesperson declined to comment, but did say there was a death investigation connected with the home in Brooklyn where Jordan lived. Hey, she didn't want to go back to prison, and she went and took her own life and left a note. There's nothing suspicious about that. They had just revoked her bail, and she was going to have to go back to prison, and she didn't want to. Simple as that. She should have never been let out, but because of a stupid technicality, her conviction got thrown out. Thank God a judge reinstated it. Okay, guys, I'm going to go run and get me some coffee, and I'll be right back. Y'all chat amongst yourselves. Excuse me, Cleo. Excuse me, Zoe. Okie dokie. Sorry, guys. I hate having to run and get coffee, but I needed it. There's a special place in hell for people that hurt children, yeah. Children, animals, the elderly. Special place in hell. Oh, y'all won't believe this, but my neighbors, I didn't want to tell y'all this, but my neighbors killed some cats. Special place in hell for him. Yeah, I cried for a couple days over it. Sure did. And called and told us that he did. And it really put me in a bad situation because I wanted to report it, but my chickens and my goats are on their land, which is we pay them, like lease it from them every month. But still, I wouldn't have any place to take Annabelle or anything. And animals are just like children, helpless. What a coward he is. Yeah, and let me tell y'all this. Okay, so the feral cats came from this mobile home that's beside me, that's been sitting empty for years. That is the mobile home that little Zoe was born under. And I used to go over and feed her. Okay. So that old man that used to live there, he moved out when I first moved in. He left a bunch of feral cats behind. They used to live down here in the rocks. And I never really did mess with them. If I had some scraps or something, I'd take to them. But I never did mess with them. Because I always heard you ain't supposed to start feeding feral cats like that. Though, But anyways, they moved on up to my neighbors because she started feeding them and stuff. Well, they've had several litters of kittens. The cats that's up there now, they have fed all those cats from the time that they were kittens. And they have gotten tired of it. They said that they was embarrassed because that their porch, it's a nice little brick home, their porch and stuff smelled like cat pee. And I said, hell, they just now embarrassed of it. Last year, when I go up there last summer giving them eggs, the cat pee smell used about knocked me down. There was other things them son of a bitches could have done. There is some spray that you can get. They could have not fed the cats around the house. See, I don't feed the cats up on my porch. I'll go over there next to the pine tree where my fire pit is, and I feed them. And I do notice when they eat, they'll go and pee and mark their territory and stuff. But evidently, they got tired of them cats to trying to trap them, find another solution, get some cat away, get some of that thing that's like shoots out air. It's made for cats, like to scare them. It's like motion activated, and it'll shoot out a puff of air and keep them away from stuff. Instead of doing that, they took and led like 2 or 3 of those cats down into the woods and shot them. Shot them. I kid you not. I gave our Christmas goose to the stray cats. Oh, meanwhile, one time, y'all know those rotisserie chickens that like the deli sells at Walmart? They are so freaking good. You usually get a fresh one around lunchtime. Anyways, one time I had one of those, and the next day there was still a lot of meat on it. I remember I took it over to little Zoe, and she went to town on it. But anyways, guys, so I've started feeding the cats. I have nothing for my neighbors. I won't even speak to them. If I see them up in the yard and I'm down there at the funny farm doing something to my chickens, I don't even speak to them. I hate them. I don't got nothing for them. That was one of the cruelest things I've ever heard in my life. And if I ever hear tell of anything like that again, I'll just have to rehome my goat. Is all I know. He put me in a bad situation. My neighbors left 13 feral cats when they left, and I had to trap them because they were multiplying so fast and they were all sick. Snot hanging out their faces. It was awful. Yes. See, they get that respiratory infection. They had a respiratory infection, and it's highly contagious to other cats. I actually saw this woman on TikTok. She had brought some feral kittens home with her. their eyes were closed from the infection. And she started messing with their eyes, and it was like their eyes were abscessed. The way the stuff was coming out of it when she would push on it. But anyways, Mark says that he don't know if he really shot the cats or not, but I did hear gunshots. And Zoe's mom's missing. I don't know who else is missing. The only ones I really knew about was or saw every day was Poseidon. He's a big orange cat. He's still around. I saw him. Zoe's mom. I don't know where she's at. And Izzy, the calico that I feed, she's still around. So I don't really know what cats he would have shot. Are you talking about the guy who did something to Jack and Jill? No, I'm talking about my drunk ass neighbors, the ones that Sonny came from. Because Sonny was the rooster, and they wouldn't take care of him. He'd come over here and started eating out my bird food. Now I'm talking about my neighbors that lives right beside of me, or not too far from me. But I've been very, very upset about it, and I still may do something about it. I'm just trying to figure out what to do about it because I've got Annabelle and stuff on their land. It makes it very complicated because it break my heart to have to part with her, but I don't want nothing to do with them son of a bitches. Anybody that harms animals, hey, it's their damn fault. Them cats has multiplied like they have because they kept feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. They'd have kittens. I remember one time they went down the woods and got their kittens, took a cat's kittens and brought it in the house. I think they still got those kittens. I think those kittens live inside their house. But my neighbor that had Jack and Jill, the goose and duck cement shoes, they sold their house. And a family moved in there with little kids, and they don't have any ducks or geese. I guess the kids may be scared of the goose. But anyhow, guys, I wasn't going to tell y'all about that because it's just awful, and I feel horrible over it because I feel like they should be in jail over it. That's my opinion. But they'll never get the time of day. The only way I'll talk to them is if I really have to. Callie, I'm scared of geese too. Hey, that goose, she was very protective over her little duck friend. You can see them on my other channel, Sunny's Funny Farm. Let me see if I can pull a picture up since we're just getting on her video. We can play this video because it's fine. Let me see. I haven't put anything up on this channel in a long time. I've just been doing TikTok. See if I can find that goose and duck. Sonny got frostbite on his comb, guys. Yes, his comb is black. He either got frostbite or he's going to have a heart attack or stroke because their combs are supposed to be bright red. That's how you tell a chicken's health. Well, I noticed the other day his comb was black, like the tips of it are like so far down from the top. So he must have got frostbite. And I told Mark, I said, the next time that the temperatures drop like that, those chickens are not coming out of that coop. I will just set their food and water in there for them because I'm scared something's going to happen. Oh, right, here's one. Here's a video. Let me pause it and I'll screen share. Because some of y'all might be new and not remember the goose and duck that used to come up here. How in the world this goose and duck found my house, I do not know. Here they come. Let's see if I can speed it up. And the house on the hill is where the geese and duck live at. I mean, that's a long ways down the road.
Good morning.
I miss them so bad.
Good morning, sweeties. Quit shaking the camera.
I miss them. Jack and Jill come up the hill to get them a little food. See how she hisses?
I need to put you guys some more water out, but they never did use the water bucket that I put out now it's full of leaves. Hey, Coach Jack, let me pause and go get some more food. That's not enough for both of them. Here, guys. Oh, sorry, baby.
Aren't they
I'm
so
sorry.
cute? You couldn't get around that duck. She'd hiss at you. And they got some big old feet and some little toenails sticking out. She scared me. If I'd raised her, I wouldn't have been afraid of her. They must have heard the chickens or something because they come from.
This will give you a good idea of how far away the goose and duck
See that
live
house
at.
right there?
Well, they take a shortcut straight across, but it's a pretty good distance.
Yeah. They're so cute. I hope they're still alive. I don't know. See, she started coming to the house without him. And I don't know if something happened to him or if they rehomed him because they were getting ready to sell that house or what. But yeah, let me mute this and go back to my chat. I'm going to have to get off here in a second. I got to get some things done. I've done vacuumed and mopped this morning, and let out animals and got Timothy off to school, but I've still got to get some laundry and stuff done. Oh, I miss them too. They were adorable. Somebody gave me the idea, Jack and Jill. So I don't really know their real names, but that's what I called them. Here's what I think. I think the owner at the time was not feeding them. Some people are ignorant and they think like ducks and chickens, you don't got to buy them nothing. You can just turn them loose and they'll peck around. No, they got domesticated birds. They have to have food, but I don't think he was giving them anything. And that's why they came to my house to eat. They heard them chickens. This is my opinion. They heard them chickens and was like, hey, there's food there. And they just showed up. And they would come every day, twice a day, in the mornings and in the evenings, and walk back together. I know. I hope they didn't have them for dinner. My son says he wants to duck hunt. I said, Timothy, now you know you can't go shoot one of them pretty little ducks. He's been watching too much Duck Dynasty reruns. He says he wants to go duck hunting. He could never do it. Duck is the most horrid taste of meat. I ate duck meat when I was little. It's greasy. To me, it was like greasy. My dad had went duck hunting, so we ate wild duck. I wouldn't do it now. I ate squirrel too when I was little. I'm a country girl. My papa used to squirrel hunt. I agree. Gamey, greasy, awful. Yeah, I thought it was greasy. I tried snake meat one time too when I was little. Now, honey, you couldn't give me $1 million to eat squirrel meat, rabbit meat, anything like that. Actually, I got a big old deer roast. My mom sent me in the freezer. My cousin had killed a deer. Mark's like, I'm not eating that. I was like, I'm not either. I'm going to pass this on to somebody else. I'll eat frog before I eat duck. I've ate frog legs before when I was pregnant. They had some at the grocery stores. I got them and fixed them. Goose to eat, Mandy? Well, like on the Christmas Carol, that's what they're having for their Christmas dinner was a big old goose. I wonder if they still eat geese over there across the pond. I don't know anybody around here that eats goose, would eat a goose. I was playing duck hunt at 15, and even the electronic duck squawking and falling down bothered me. I used to be so good at that game, cement shoes. And you remember that game on the Atari where you had to fly the little helicopter through the barns? I used to sneak and play that game. My brothers never would let me play. Frog legs for $40 a pound. Oh my God. Well, damn, if somebody wants to eat frog legs, they just need to go out to a pond and catch their own frogs. I can't eat nothing like that anymore, guys. I do eat chicken, even though I've got chickens. But I would rather eat chicken than beef. Now, I could be a vegetarian. No, vegetarians still eat like fish, don't they? Because I would rather eat fish. Alligator is gross too. Oh, really? See, I've never ate alligator. Me, mom, I was a Pac-Man game at the bars or pinball wizard. Yeah, I never was any good at Pac-Man either. I never was good at games. I never could beat that stupid dragon in Mario Brothers, the first Mario Brothers. I remember my brothers beating that game multiple times. But I never could get past the dragon on the first damn level. My son is a big gamer, but not like he used to be. Brian Koberger just went into court, back out. Oh, they said he wasn't going into court till 3:30. They already got him in there? He's evil. Evil, evil. Let me see if I can find it. Because we read he wasn't going till 3:30. Idaho killing suspect expected to waive extradition. Idaho murder suspect Brian Koberger studied under expert on serial killer B2K. Daughter sick at news. Oh, BTK's daughter's sick because I guess he studied under an expert on the serial killer BTK. I just watched something about him the other day. Boy, BTK's got one weird eyebrow, that hair sticking out. I saw in a picture. He was a real weirdo. My grandkids had to slay the gray on for me at each level. Oh, really, me, Mom? Duck Hunt is the only video game I ever played. See, I've got like this Duck Dynasty game, cement shoes, that it come with this plastic gun, and you just got to plug it into your TV, and you can play that kind of Duck Hunt. And man, I am good at that. Very, very good at it. I've still got that game somewhere. My son is a big gamer, but not as much as he used to be. I mean, when he's in his bedroom, he's usually playing a game, or he talks to his friends and they play together and talk at the same time, but not as much as he used to. Thank God. He says he's going to be a cop, guys. He's going to bust people for drugs, he said. I said, well, that's good, son. He wants to have a canine dog. He'd make a good cop because he's a big old boy. I mean, he is a freaking brute. He's a lot taller than me now. Yeah, that is awesome. I'm very proud of Timothy. He turned 16 on December 29th. I can't believe it. My little white-headed little baby is 16 now. Now he's got dark blonde hair. I go crazy when my boys talk on those dang headsets. They're so freaking loud. I have to come in here sometimes to get on Timothy, even with his door shut. I'll be like, son, I'm trying to go to sleep. I can hear you. Yes, I'm doing good, TC. Are you doing good? You have a good Christmas? I am so happy I got a laptop. I really didn't expect one for Christmas. You know, I got told I'll get you a laptop for Christmas, but I really didn't expect it. So I got surprised when he came in with it. And plus he bought me a caboodle. I was like, you must listen to me, because I'd been talking about a caboodle for a couple months. I was like, I need to get me a caboodle to put all my makeup in. So he got me one of those at TJ Maxx. And it's so weird because my mom's cousin got her one, the exact same one. Mine's huge though. It's like the super deluxe one. And it is so heavy. I've got so much makeup in. I actually need two caboodles. Mike, my niece got one. Oh, did she? Hey, they're great to organize your makeup in. I had one when I was in high school. My papa bought me, but it was small. It was a really small one. Those things are expensive. They're like $50 on Amazon, a good size one. Yeah. So I had a good Christmas. I got a laptop. I got my caboodle. What else did I get? I got pajamas, cute chickens. I got 2, 3 pairs of pajamas. Oh, my mom's cousin, gosh, I hate to say this. She bought me a set of White Diamonds perfume. Yeah, yeah. I usually don't say nothing about gifts, but I can't stand that perfume. I've been using it for air freshener. It come in this real cute box. It's got 3 little bottles of White Diamonds. Dollar Tree has good makeup organized in containers. Do they? See, I need to go get some stuff for my put my hair stuff in. Because I've got like a straightener. Then I got like the straightening brush. And I got my big round brush. What else have I got? I've got 2 curling irons. And then I've got one of those curling irons that don't got the clamp. What do you call that? I forgot the damn name where you just twist your hair around it. I actually got that at Ollie's. It's a bedhead one for like $9 one day. I like Fire and Ice perfume. Oh, that smells good. Melanie Christina. It's the word. Oh, girl, I cannot stand that perfume. One year, she got me some of that perfume. It's called Beautiful. Because she had some on one day. And I was like, oh, gosh, that smells so good. But then she got me some, and it doesn't smell good on me. The only thing that I found that really smells good on me is the Happy, what is that, Clinique Happy Heart, and the Delilah Bath and Body Works spray and lotion. I got Versace perfume for Christmas. I've been using it for air freshener too. Why? Does it smell? Does it smell bad? White Diamonds Red Door. Oh no, my granny loves freaking Red Door. I just can't believe Elizabeth Taylor's perfume smells so bad. 3 little bottles. Yeah, it's awful. It's awful. Now, some perfume will smell good on some people, then you'll put it out and it'll smell different because your body chemistry. My body has changed so much, like I can't even wear like gold, yellow gold or white gold. It burns me like I'm a freaking vampire somebody stuck a damn cross to. It's freaking awful. I got a really, really nice engagement ring. It's just in my jewelry box. My aunt used to wear a red door. Oh, it's all my granny thinks about is freaking red door. Right here, I got this bottle of White Diamond sitting here because I smoked a cigarette. To me, it smells like, I don't know. It just don't smell good. I want me some good smelling perfume. Like, I like the Britney Spears perfume. I thought it always smelled good. And the Paris Hilton perfume. I can't wear jewelry either. It blisters me. Yeah, like I've got a nice white gold peace sign ring. It came from I think it came from Manifest Music or something in Knoxville. But it burns me too. You can see the print of the ring all red and blistery like. I can only wear sterling silver, which is good because I love sterling silver. My kids left Curve here, and I like, oh yeah, Curve. I like the Curve in the purple bottle. That smells pretty good. I tell you what I like for men is I like Polo Cologne. I think that smells so good. Now, Mommy Morris sent me some little perfume samples. It comes in like the little bitty tube. I can't remember the names of it, but it was fancy stuff. It smells good. Gold jewelry leaves black marks on my skin. It's iron deficient. Yeah, I've got like a nickel allergy. Um, and I never knew I had it till I was older. Jewelry didn't used to do me like that. But anything like metal, like a metal fence, if I lay my hand on it, after a few minutes, my hand starts burning, tingling, and you can see a rash break out on it. And the way I discovered I had this nickel allergy is I really didn't pay much attention to the rings doing that. But when I started trying to crochet with those metal crocheting hooks, about 5 minutes or so, my hands would start burning and itching and turn red and look like they had a rash. Yeah, even silverware does me that way. You know, my granny can't even wear a watch. If she puts a watch on, it stops. Have you ever heard of such crap? It sure will. It will stop. The men's Bath and Body Works club. Oh, does it? I never go to Bath and Body Works. We got like it's a little sex shop with a tanning bed and different stuff in it. Adult stuff, but they sell all kinds of Bath and Body Works and Victoria's Secret. So I go get mine from there because usually I can get some Bath and Body Works body lotion and the spray, both $14 for both of them, $7 a piece. I need to get my grandson some outlet mile here, and I go crazy when it's 80% off and a coupon too. Yeah, I think that Axe smells good. Timothy's got some Axe body spray, and gosh, he's got 2 big bottles of body wash he got for Christmas. And I got him some Sasquatch soap. Have you guys ever tried that? It's for guys. Thank you, Carolina girl. Thumbs up for Sissy. Y'all hit the thumbs up. It helps the analytics. Thank you. What was I saying? Oh, Sasquatch soap. I got him some wooden, what's it called? Wooden bourbon, something like that. Wooden bourbon soap. And it is so good. When he's in there in the shower, I could smell it all the way in the kitchen. It's good, Mike. Timothy loves their soap. But on their website and Amazon, it's expensive. But Walmart has it now. They have some, they don't have that many different scents, but that's where I got his from. It was like $5.97 a bar. But it's a pretty good sized bar. Meanwhile, I sold Avon for years, still have lots of my cologne. So did my grandmother. Um, During the 80s and 90s, my granny probably sold Avon probably for 25 years, and she done really good at it. Like everybody up in the holler bought Avon for my granny. And I remember she got the whatnots, Gone with the Wind whatnots. Yeah, she's got a Scarlet and what was his name? Rhett Butler or something. Avon Amari is one of my favorites. Oh, they used to have one called Rare Gold too. I think my granny still got some jewelry and stuff where she would sell Avon. She'd get stuck with a lot of stuff. I love the Avon Silk Gloves lotion for my hands. I signed up to sell Avon actually, guys, about a month ago. And I've got like my own Avon page and stuff. If anybody's interested in purchasing Avon, I guess they just ship it right to you. I'm going to try to look into getting that up and running today. Figure out how to go back and log into it. I'll have to go into my emails because I've not messed with it. But yeah, I'm an Avon representative. I really just wanted to do it so I could order Avon for myself because my mom likes that Skin So Soft during the summer because it's good to repel mosquitoes and stuff. And she likes their deodorant. I don't. I like a natural deodorant. I never made any money but enough to get my products free. I sold it when Timothy was a baby, and I think the most profit I ever made was like $80. Sometimes, usually I'd make about $50. I order Avon. Oh, do you, Callie? Girl, you need to be ordering from me. If you're going to order Avon like crazy, order it from me. I'll share the link with you. I like their lotions too. So I can probably sell to my mom and some of y'all online if y'all's interested. And maybe make a little bit extra. Lord knows I need all the extra money I can get because I've got a bunch of stuff coming up. Next school year, Timothy's got to have a class ring. He's got to have a car. We're going to get him a used car. Just other things. Plus all these freaking animals. I got to get some of these cats spayed outside, but hopefully I can get that done for free. I know a lady, and she's supposed to work with me. I just got to trap the cats. One of them, Izzy, I don't need to trap her. I could just pick her up and put her in a crate. Yeah, the senior pictures are expensive too. I don't think he'll have those next year because he'll just be a junior. But senior year, yeah, and he'll probably be wanting to go to the prom. Hey, Emily, Happy New Year. He's already said, he's like, Mom, I need to go get my ID made, and because he's going to get a job. I don't know if I told y'all, but they wanted Timothy to join the weightlifting stuff because Timothy's a big old guy. And he can already, what do you call that? Deadlifting about 100 pounds. Yeah. I told him, I said, you could go to competitions and win you all kinds of trophies, lifting weights. They wanted him to play football because he'd make a good linebacker, but he's not into it. Don't worry, I will help you get more people on playing. Oh, thank you, Donald. Thank you. You know, my main focus on here is not to get like a bunch of people and make a lot of money, but hey, if I make a little extra, that surely does help me out. Anyways, I mainly just like coming on here and chatting with y'all and discussing true crime. My boy is in junior this year, grandson, but it's just him and me, 17, and so handsome. Oh, me, my little boys are the best. They are. Me and Timothy, we have a really tight bond, and he's my best friend. But sometimes I can't be his friend. I have to be the parent, and that's what I tell him. He usually laughs at me when I say that. I don't have to do too much scolding with Timothy. He's a real good kid, very respectful. I don't care what you bring him or when it is. He always says thank you. Always. He'll say thank you, Mom. Of course, I baby him. I bring his food right back here to him when he's playing games, and his drink, and his napkin, and then I come back and get it. That's the way I do with my men around here. Wait on them hand and foot. I mean, they don't even think they can make a sandwich. And you know what their excuse is? Mark and Timothy both. It just tastes better when you do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just lazy. Anyways, guys, y'all have a great day. Hey, Clancy, I'm back. I had to go to the gas station, get a can of dip. Oh, gosh, you dip skull? I know a girl that dips. I'm not going to say I've never dipped skull in my life because I have four-wheeler riding and stuff. Um, but it always gave me freaking heartburn. I know you're not supposed to swallow the spit, but somehow I did it every time and it gave me heartburn. I used to dip that red seal cherry. That was like when I was in high school and we'd go four-wheeler riding and motorcycle riding. But anyways, guys, it's been good chatting with y'all, and I will be back in the morning because I'm trying to get back on schedule. It was really hard for me to stream during the holiday break because I just didn't have any privacy, and it was too cold to sit outside. So now that Tim Tom's back in school, I can come back here because I gave him my desk and chair for his big gaming system. So I don't even have a desk anymore. Meanwhile, I've been yelling at my boy, no more me cleaning his room. Who will do it when he leaves me? I know me, Mom, but I can't help it. I even make Timothy's bed. He does make it sometimes. I figure he'll be grown enough having to do these things. I do teach him things like about cooking and cleaning. I even teach him about makeup because he might need to know this stuff. You know, when he gets a girlfriend, she might need some lip gloss or something from the store. Who knows? Anyways, y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for chatting with me. I appreciate it so much. Be safe, be kind, and peace.